Hi, my name is Juan Carlos Vasquez. I'm the project director, developer, and composer for Ecstasy Light Inertia. Ecstasy Light Inertia is a 3D interactive application that proposes a new way of diffusing and creating new experimental music. Let me introduce you to Luz, the lead character of Ecstasy Light Inertia. Luz is thrown into this seemingly strange environment, but she realizes that the sounds around her and the objects are connected to her somehow. Luz's appearance is loosely based on my wife. I did it using an application called the MetaHuman project. And I hired a very talented writer from the United States, Samantha Ripley, to help me to craft the personality and the lines of Luz. Having a female lead in the game didn't come without any challenges. One of them was, for instance, it was very difficult for me to find in the 3D online asset stores winter clothing that was appropriate for a blizzard, for instance, that wasn't too needlessly revealing. This is one of the problems that the video game industry is experiencing nowadays when it comes to depicting female characters in the games, but also like the conditions the female workers have to navigate when they are part of the workforce. That is something that is slowly changing, but it still has a long way to go. So one important aspect is gamification, which is the practice of borrowing design paradigms from the video game industry into non-gaming context. An advantage of gamification is that the outcome is already a fully fledged piece that can be ported and recreated in every computer in every part of the world. That contributes greatly to the access to the arts. So immersive audio is used in a bit of an unconventional way in this project. For instance, there is a section in which you have to go through an ice cave and you find these spheres that are embedded into the ice in different directions. Each one of these spheres is actually a pair of speakers, and they are playing sound from 3 different categories. One of them are synthesized sounds, so digitally created. There is another one that are actually classical music pieces that I've composed. And the third category is field recordings. Every time I go on a travel, I take with me an ambisonic recorder, which is a microphone that has 4 different capsules in one, and it allows me to capture in a very realistic way an environment. So when I'm in a travel and I find a very, let's say, musically rich, timbrically rich environment, like a public square or a metro station, then I record that. You can hear these recordings from places like Finland, China, Japan, Colombia, countries that are like emotionally significant to me, that are integrated basically as a musical instrument more inside the experience and very organically into the plot. My Genelec setup is comprised of 8 speakers. They call it a ring of 8, which is one of the standards in academia of a genre that is called acousmatic music. So acousmatic music is a type of music that is meant to be performed without human performers, only with the speakers, but you are surrounded by them. So of course this spatial feature is very important in the composition. On top of that, I have an elevated pair with a subwoofer that allows me to do a full range monitoring of what I'm doing. And Ecstasy Light Inertia, most likely people will listen to the experience in either stereo or and being binaural using headphones. So I have to make sure that it works perfectly well in these environments too. These type of genres in experimental music, like electroacoustic music or acousmatic music, are not very common and well known outside of academia. So I hope that by packaging them in this sort of very interesting experience, I managed to reach a wider audience with this. I hope that one day you get to play with Luz and unravel the mysteries of this world that I've created, but also that this inspires you to use video games engines and technologies to create new artistic projects in the future.